Hello, and welcome back to the Winning Agenda's coverage of an MTG Arena Cube draft with this sweet red-black sacrifice deck. It seems that all I'm playing these days is sacrifice decks, but it's not usually my favourite strategy. I think, though, that's not true. I do like a kind of grindy card advantage strategy, I suppose. I can't deny that. I do tend to probably play more flyers in most limited formats than what I am at the moment in this deck, but c'est la vie. Anyway, I'm probably like talking myself into a little bit of a corner there. I don't have a particular proclivity to playing any particular deck. You know, I do try and draft as open-mindedly as possible and just take the best cards that appear to me and craft good strategies. But I would say in general, my tendency is not to go for really linear aggro strategies, which might be why I tend to play less red-black overall in most formats, because it does kind of lend itself to those really linear aggro strategies where if you don't win early, you're going to struggle to win at all. But in this cube, wowee, there are a lot of things that give your deck a lot of reach. And things like Midnight Reaper, really good examples. On the draw, unsure if we want to keep this. I think we probably need to mulligan. Like, there's every chance that we can't cast anything in our hand at the moment, and if we just draw a couple of red cards in the first two turns, this is going to feel super miserable. If we draw a mountain first turn, great, and it's a really good hand, but yeah, I think we can probably do better. This one's okay. Like, we can keep 6, we can put away the Captivating Crew probably, and just rely on... Or do we want to put away Finale of Eternity more than Captivating Crew? Maybe so. It's a decent creature, and it synergizes really well with Weaponize the Monsters and Bastion of Remembrance once we get up to 6 mana. Feels pretty bad throwing away Finale of Eternity, though, doesn't it? Yeah, it does seem a little bit more greedy. Perhaps let's go with the... keep the Finale in hand. It's always hard to know. If our opponent turns out to be playing a deck that's got absolutely no creatures in it, then we're going to feel very silly. We're also going to feel silly if we play a Swamp first turn rather than playing our Weaponize the Monsters. Unless they had a Force Spike or something. What's in this format? Spell Pierce, I guess, I think, is available on Arena. I don't know if it's in the cube, though. Bastion of Remembrance will be our 3-drop. Right. So land's not exactly what we want to be seeing here. This game's certainly turning out to be a little slower than the last one, with no 2-drops and not as much power in our hand. But hey, that's a nice one. So anyway, let's get that out there. Hope we don't run into a counterspell. And hope that instead our opponent was planning on using this Fauna Shaman at the end of our turn, which it looks like is the case. We can certainly try and blow up the Fauna Shaman next turn using the Weaponize the Monsters, because at this stage we don't have anything else to throw our mana at. These little fruit fly guys flying around here. Well, not fruit flies, they're like indoor plant flies. Tell you what, they are a pain to try and get rid of. Alright, Uro. Also a pain to try and get rid of. Already our opponent is going to Value Town, and unfortunately gaining life, which is something we don't like to see when we're playing this sort of deck. But that's okay. Uro hopefully won't be coming back for a little while, although they do already have 3 cards in the bin. Well, Fiend Artisan sure is a sweet one. So let's get that down. And the question is then, do we want to kill the Fauna Shaman? I think we do. So let's do that. The thing is, killing the Fauna Shaman means that we don't get to necessarily use the Fiend Artisan next turn. But hopefully we draw a Mountain for the Siege Gang Commander. Yeah, it's pretty close, but I think getting rid of their ability to do this sooner rather than later is good. Yeah, I'm pretty torn on that one. It also makes our Finale of Eternity slightly worse than if we were to start on the Fiend Artisan train, getting our best creatures from now. And, like, I guess the point being, leaving more of their creatures in play makes Finale of Eternity better, but at the same time, improving the quality of their draw to the extent that Fauna Shaman can is probably not what we want to be doing. And by the looks of it, they probably have a fair few things going on anyway. Let's Bone Crush there. Or rather, Stomp the Perfect. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. At least we didn't lose the Fiend Artisan. Although, I guess, yeah, making the Bone Crusher Giant fizzle is pretty annoying because that's now a creature that we've lost. So, yeah, that was actually pretty good for 1 mana for them. Yeah, we'll leave the Perfect be. Them creating tokens is a little bit annoying, but also by the same token, or rather by a different token, we are not all that fussed necessarily about it. Particularly if, okay, so copying Uro, and that goes in the bin, I presume. I'm not. Body double, creature, yeah. Okay. So 5 costs, essentially a 5 cost Uro initial casting. We can probably deal with that. Siege Gang Commander. The problem for us is that they're gaining life while they're doing all of this, which is very frustrating. But hopefully Liliana can sort out our long game for us. Not going to attack with Fiend Artisan because next turn one of these gobos, if the Fiend Artisan is still alive, he's definitely going to go fetch us a sweet, sweet card from our deck. Or be flinged at an Imperious Perfect, depending on what happens. The other option is that we might just... Is Body Double going? No, they're keeping Body Double. Okay, I mean, it doesn't have an escape ability when it's in the bin anyway, so I guess it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Liliana's going to be nice. Finale of Eternity is going to be nice for us too here, as long as if we play it and it doesn't resolve, that's going to be very annoying. But by the same token, I've got to stop saying that in a token deck. It's also going to be annoying if we play Liliana and it doesn't resolve. I think we just do it though. Or do we? Maybe we just wait till they've got nothing up. So they get to put a token on Blast Zone this turn and then sack it to kill our Fiend Artisan. So maybe we want to use Fiend Artisan while we can. I think that's probably the answer. So let's go with 5. Autopay, sack a Gobbo. Yeah, I think since we're at a card disadvantage, we might as well use the card advantage options that we have on the board rather than the ones in our hand. Let's go with, I think, Gravebreaker Lamia and then put Croxer in the bin is the way to go here. That's better than Chain Whirler. It's not necessarily better than Midnight Reaper in the long game, but I think I do like it. This Crox is pretty strong. Okay. Just the fact that it generates 2 threats is pretty nice. So it could be Phoenix of Ash, but we're going to go with Croxer. So we don't have enough cards in the bin, but we will get there. Particularly if they do decide to go with, oh no, they're going with creating a token instead of loading up the Blast Zone. Fair enough. Well, that means we get another turn of Fiend Artisan, which I'm not too unhappy about. So attacking with Uro, we'll just take 6. That's fine. But we do want to try and kill that next turn. So, like, we decided to do that rather than potentially risk running into counter magic. But I think at some point we do have to just bite the bullet. So let's go see if we go 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We get to kill. We only need to kill the Imperious Perfect and the Uro because then we can go fetch the Chain Whirler. So let's go with 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we can't go fetch the Chain Whirler this turn. 1, 2. We need to cast it for 6 to kill Uro. Ugh. Okay, well, let's just play Liliana. If it gets countered, it gets countered. Yep. Okay. Well, that's a pain. Yeah, I just don't... We couldn't just keep sitting there not playing our card that grinds us out long game advantage against a green-blue deck that's grinding out long game advantage as we speak. Potentially going and getting another piece with Fiend Artisan was the answer, because our grind them out strategy is not really working super effectively. But had we Finale of Eternity that turn, obviously it would have been counted anyway. Arguably, we would have then got to fetch with the Fiend Artisan, so it could have been a little better. I think we'll go no blocks again here just for one more turn. Just try and preserve our board position a little bit. Okay. We do ideally want to find a way to exile that Uro, of which we only have a couple in our deck, unfortunately. 2 Jace Wielder of Mysteries. Okay, they're going to try and self-mill themselves 11 cards in the library. I mean, we can kill those Jaces with Weaponize the Monsters. Alright, so let's go with 1, 2, 1, 2. Finale of Eternity. For 2. And then Chain Whirler. And then attack the Jaces. Presume they're not going to block. I presume they're going to block that and keep that one alive. 7. But if they block the Fiend Artisan, which is the most profitable block for them, we still want to get damage on this one. Anyway, we'll try and we're going to get some lifelink life here, and killing that one is good because now we've only got one to deal with and we can easily weaponize the monsters it down. So I think our opponent may have just unnecessarily milled themselves out here, unless they've got a way to get some of these cards back into the library. If there's a Guy's Blessing or something. But I think otherwise we're gonna hopefully not see them draw enough cards this turn. 7/7 Fiend Artisan, fair enough. Good to draw 2 from Witching Well. But then, do they have any other ways to draw cards? 1 from Uro, 2 from Witching Well. Are they 1 card short? Already used Jace. Maybe Vivian's Arcbow's not going to let them draw 3 cards, surely. Anyway, it'd be interesting to see what comes out here. Discarding Tezzeret to play Thassa's Oracle. Okay. Cool. Oh well, that works. Wow. It's a pretty powerful self-mill deck between Thassa's Oracle, Jace, and all the ways they had to copy both of them. That's pretty strong. Because obviously Body Double can copy Thassa's Oracle out of the bin as well. So, yeah, not bad. I guess unlucky for us that they didn't mill the Thassa's Oracle with their self-mill on a couple of turns beforehand, but very close. Let's go to game 3, see how we go. So that one, a little bit slower. I think possibly could have fetched something different other than the Gravebreaker Lamia, like a little bit more of an aggressive option in turn before, but I mean ultimately killing the Jaces was irrelevant while the Thassa's Oracle was still in the deck, so it didn't make too much of a difference. I think we'll keep this one. We've got a good sack outlet, a good token generator, piece of removal, and another token generator that works well alongside Chandra particularly. So yeah, as long as we draw a land in the first few turns, we should be okay. So I think that last game was an example of where our lack of removal in this deck did come back to bite us a little bit. Certainly we had the Finale of Eternity, but the fact that it didn't remove meant we were in a little more trouble. Okay, well, we'll bolt the bird, as they say. Bye-bye Incubation Druid. And hello mana, thankfully. I think we'll play Anax rather than Chandra. That seems better. Anax, Chandra, or Judith. Let's go with Anax because Chandra's not really doing anything while we don't have the mana to use our Weaponize the Monsters. So I think we can wait a little bit longer on that and just use that later on for a little bit more value. And certainly it's better if we can have Judith out before we start using the Weaponize the Monsters. So not hitting land drops is a little bit annoying. So do we want to... I think we'll hold the Underworld Ragehound so that we can play it on a turn when we can use all our mana. So like we can play it and use Weaponize the Monsters on the same turn. Let's just go with Judith for now, which will significantly buff Anax up to a 5/3. And Anax can then get in there for 5 and probably get smashed. Yep. Okay, back to our hand, but that's alright. So it's hard to, at sight, I don't know the triomes well enough to know them by name as to what colours they can produce. But I mean, you can see, Cube drafts here, obviously not only the power and the efficiency of the cards, but also the mana bases is well on show in these couple of games. Not so much with our mana base though. 3 basic lands and missing land drops. Whew. Well, unfortunately no land, which doesn't allow us to kill this Terramander. And also doesn't allow us to kind of develop our board. We've got this into this awkward gummy board state. Kind of tempted to play the Bastion of Remembrance here. I think we will, just in case they do have a pump spell and they kill Judith. We'll just at least get a bit more value out of her death. Tapping down Judith, I'm totally fine with. Especially since we are playing a sacrifice deck. Let's get... do we want to get the Ragehound out there? Ragehound killed Terramander's not too bad. We'll just attack with this. See what comes out. Well, we don't even need to pay the 2 mana to kill Terramander. We're totally fine to trade. Drain for 1, and we'll just then play Anax, I think. And then next turn we can look at starting to just sacrifice really at that point. Like, we're doing enough damage at that point from sacrificing that as long as they're not gaining life, we get to do what, 2 or 3, 6, 9 damage from Anax alone. Sacrificing him and then 2 tokens, let alone what we can do from Chandra as well. So let's see what they do. Judith's also going to work very nicely with Chandra in terms of our damage, but do we play Angrath into probably a counterspell? I don't think so. I think we'll just get in there for now. Cool, okay. Pretty happy with that. And then play Underworld Ragehound and have the option to sacrifice for a bit of value down the road. Okay, well, turns out we should have played Angrath. Cool. Voracious Great Shark resolves. Yes, end turn. Yeah, so now we can do 9 damage to them with these 4 mana by our next turn. By sacrificing Anax, then sacrificing 2 more creatures. No, actually, we can do 12 damage to them. So that's GG next turn, unless they've got something to gain life with. Okay, that's not bad. Because I forgot... Oh, it's not quite, because Judith doesn't trigger off the non-token sacrifices. Yeah, so it won't quite be the game, but it'll be close. So we could play Chandra and attack, but we still haven't drawn a land, so it's pretty annoying. But that would get reasonably close to killing our opponent. So we'd be dealing 4 damage and then 2, so we'd be doing 6. The other option is Angrath, but no, I think I prefer that. We could get board wiped, but yeah, a mass return all of these to our hand would be pretty annoying. Threnody Singer, mildly annoying, but ultimately I think we'll be okay. Cool. So our opponent only takes 3, just a little bit annoying. So now we get to play one of our non-token creatures, sacrifice it, or if they don't attack Chandra and kill her, they die to that. Or we sacrifice Judith and kill them with just her. Okay. So they simply have to gain life here, or we kill them with Judith. That makes sense. Cool. We'll just sacrifice Judith to do 2, 3, 4 damage. Awesome. Well, that worked out a little better. So 2 wins and 1 loss. Obviously getting Weaponize the Monsters and Bastion of Remembrance down very early on in the game in combination with either Mayhem Devil or Judith, does set you up for a fair amount of damage. So we are 2-1, unfortunately losing to the Thassa's Oracle Jace Wielder of Mysteries deck, but them's the beats. And we'll be back shortly with game number 4. Thanks for watching. I've been Jesse Marshall for The Winning Agenda. If you do enjoy the videos, remember to hit subscribe, like the video, and you can head along to patreon.com/thewinningagenda if you want to support us. Thanks a lot.